Ladies and gentlemen, when I tell you about my strange encounter at my dentist's office, I don't want anyone to leave thinking that I'm anti-dentist, all right, because I have the utmost respect for anybody that works in the medical field. And this particular day, it was mostly my fault, as you're about to see. I remember the day easily, December 26th, because the day before was Christmas. And I was at a get-together with my family, and when my brother-in-law asked me what I was doing the next day, and I told him I have to go to the dentist for some root canal, he said, "Man, I'm sorry to hear that." And then he explained what it's like when he goes to the dentist. And apparently the dentist team gathers around him and they pause every 5 seconds and they say, "Now, are you okay? Is everything all right?" And I started to get the feeling that my brother-in-law was a little sensitive, or maybe a big baby. And then, it dawned on me that I bet a lot of adults totally freak out when they're at the dentist, right? Crying, screaming in the chair. So that night I had a dream. And in my dream, even though I'd always been a very good dental patient, in my dream I was determined the next day to be the best patient in the history of their dental office. That's right, 60 years. I was going to go in there and I was going to hold my mouth open as wide as I could and for as long as I could. And when I walked out that day, the dental staff was going to line the walls, giving me a standing ovation. And I was going to get a trophy or a plaque or something. I really thought this was going to happen. So when I went to the dentist the next day, he started me off with that needle we've all seen, right? The one that looks like it belongs in a science fiction movie. I mean, that needle's so long, I always think that when the dentist sticks it in the roof of my mouth, it's just going to puncture right through my face, come sticking out, or maybe through my eyeball. But luckily, it doesn't hurt nearly as much as it looked like it should, right? So he gives me a couple needles, and he waits the customary amount of time for the medication to take effect, 10 or 12 minutes. But when he started drilling that day, something strange happened. The medication didn't work at all. And I'm getting, I'm getting nothing but drill, nothing. Now, how could I speak up now, 1 second into this session, when I had talked myself into being the best patient in the history of their office, and I'm complaining after 1 second? I couldn't do it, and I didn't do it. So here I am getting nothing but drill for about 10 minutes, excruciating, all right? But after about 10 minutes, I must have accidentally made a very faint sound because the dentist said to me, "Is this hurting you?" Here's my in. This is my chance. Hey, he asked me. I didn't complain, right? So now I could speak up and still get my trophy. So I said, "Well, doc, to be honest with you, I don't think the pain medication's working." So he said, "Well, let's do something about that." And he gave me another needle or two. But I don't know if he was in a hurry, because this time he didn't wait 10 or 12 minutes. He was back drilling 2 or 3 minutes later, and still I'm getting nothing but drill. No relief at all. But I wanted that trophy, and I didn't say anything. And not only did I not say anything to the dentist, but I also didn't say anything to the dental assistant, who from the time I was there, even I was holding my mouth open as wide as it'll possibly go, she must have felt if she uses both hands and all her strength, she might be able to pry open a little farther. And I should have called her out immediately, said, "Stop that, you're hurting me." But I didn't say anything to her either. So I estimate I went about total of maybe 20, 25 minutes of nothing but drill that day. The good news is, the last 5 or 10 minutes, the pain medication finally kicked in. But the dental assistant kept tugging right to the very end. And when I got out of the chair that day, there was no trophy. I was in shock. I was like in total disbelief. Did that just happen? I feel like I was assaulted. My hair was standing up. I was drenched with sweat. And I was mad at the dentist and the assistant. I didn't say anything to them at all. I just kind of stumbled down the hallway. And as I stumbled down the hallway, dazed, my anger started to turn into something else. It turned into pride. That's right, pride. I took all they had that day because I can take it. Tortured. I was in the Army a long time ago, never in war, but now I knew if I ever had been in war and the enemy tortured me, I now knew that I wouldn't have given them any information because I can take torture. I took torture that day. I don't need a trophy. I was the best patient in the history of their office. I was tortured that day, and I took it because I'm tough, and I'm rough, and I'm an idiot. All right, Now, I told that story to a coworker of mine, and she said, "That's horrible. That never should have happened." Here's the name of my dentist. She's a woman, very gentle, soft hands. I thought, I like the sound of that. I was going to call her dentist at 3 o'clock in the morning and say, "I heard you had soft hands, and I was just wondering if I could see you, because I've been through a lot lately, and I could use some soft hands right about now." And And then I thought, you know what? I probably don't need to use that voice. And I probably don't need the heavy breathing. And I should call her during regular business hours. Well, just to end here quickly, I still go to that dental office. And at one point, they found out I'm an entertainer. I do a little Sinatra, a little oldies, Elvis. And they hired me to sing at a retirement party for one of their dental staff. And before the party, my wife said to me, listen, I know you like to tell some jokes while you entertain. Don't tell any dentist jokes, because you're going to be in their chair next time. You're going to get somebody mad. They're going to torture you on purpose this time. And she was right. I did have a little semi-humorous remarks I was going to make. I was going to make an announcement and say, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, there are some people coming around to each of your tables, handing you each photographs to take home. I'd like for you to study these photographs carefully, because as you can see, it's me with my mouth open, as wide as it can go. You see that? That's it. I know some of you like to try to rip it open even farther, but that's all I got right there, all right? So please take it home, memorize it. Thank you very much. Thank you.
You're all good, Kevin. Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. Kevin Hayes, a man of many talents.